So what does directionality mean?
It just means the direction you assign actions like give, tell, climb, and defeat.
Directions? What directions are we talking about?
Well, up to now, we've been making all of our signs for actions in a forward direction. But we can sign actions forward, and to the left, and to the right, up, down, and towards ourselves.
So when would we sign give, answer, climb, or defeat in any other direction?
Well, how about climb?
Well, the sign is already in an upward direction.
True, but what if you were already up there and wanted to climb down here?
Oh, like this.
Yes. Can you think of any other signs you learned that go up and down?
Well, I guess I can shoot an arrow up and down, or in any direction I wanted to. And I could drive my car uphill or downhill.
Right. Remember in the last lesson we learned to place people and objects in a scene so that they were not laying on top of each other? After we placed them, we would go back to their locations when we talked about them again.
Well, what does this mean?
It means that if we're talking about Jim and Jane, we first place them in separate places. Now, if we give something to Jim, we give it in his direction on the right. If we tell something to Jane, we tell it to her in her direction on the left.
And if I give something to Jane, I give it to her on the left where she is. If I tell Jim something, I tell him to the right where he is.
Right. Now, say Jane wants to give you something.
I'd sign give toward me because Jane is giving it to me. And I'd sign it from the left because Jane is on my left.
Good. And if Jim wanted to tell you something?
I'd sign tell toward me because Jim is telling it to me. And I'd sign it from the right to me because Jim is on my right.
Right. Of course, if only Jane is in the scene, you just sign directly forward from you to Jane and from Jane to you. I give something to Jane, she gives me something. I tell something to Jane, she tells me something. I defeat Jane in a game of tennis, she defeats me.
And that's basically what you need to know about directionality.